welcome back everyone. My name is Eltimar and we're going to be continuing our Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. This is it, the final video for our Trickster playthrough and our hopeful, fingers crossed, Ascension. No guarantees this is going to work, but I'm really hopeful. I guess I could have grabbed the toy box mod and checked if the triggers are all set, but I didn't do that. Shards of several dozen large diamonds, they appear to have been used in an unsuccessful attempt to cast spells, trying to resurrect her dead son, an empty stand that once might have held a large crystal, a simple diagram of a tower next to a quick sketch of a room with a large crystal in the center, papers with erratically scribbled calculations and formulas. The words "I promise" are written repeatedly in the margins. Also, I have my window open right now. Hopefully it won't be loud outside. It's also crazy hot in my office for some reason. But if it gets too loud, I'll just close the window and just suffer in silence. Or not. Maybe I'll talk about it a lot. A resurrection scroll that has been ripped to pieces. A spooky containment canister will float down the river of lava and then disappear. Do we need to rest before going further? Probably, now that I think about this.
You require my unbiased
Or no, we have
opinion?
lots of spells. Did we just rest recently? We must have. I think we rested before we came down here? Or just before we fought the Aeon, maybe? Anyways, let's move on. Now, we gotta be careful with our conversations options, so I'm gonna save before each of these conversations, because
You're a good
it can
person.
go weirdly.
I like
This next
you.
fight's also kind of an annoying one.
I know mystic theology,
Rely on me.
arcane bombomancy, eldritch sciomancy,
I'm gonna read you a haste.
and many
Because I
other
kind of
clever
want haste on.
words. There are many roads to success.
Okay, here we go. Something about this strange place feels oppressive. The air is still and silent, yet you can hear the distant echoes of words, promises, and battle cries. You strain to hear what's being said, but you can only make out a few words. Finally, cease, sorcerer. I promise. I promise.
Can't be dismissed as a calculation error. You knew failure was a possibility. Then why? Why?
Arilu's silhouette looks just as surreal as the sounds that fill this space. She's not looking at you, and seems lost in thought. Her voice is dull and tired, and there's no trace of the hospitality she showed you at the entrance of the fortress. I need answers.
Yes, it's decided. I will tell you the truth before we fight to the death. Would you like to know why I upended your life?
Arilu barely seems to hear you. After a while, she turns towards you as if noticing you for the first time. She looks at you for a moment, and her expression changes. The tiredness in her gray eyes gives way to cold, hard resolve. Speak.
This place is my demi-plane. I created it when I was a prisoner in Threshold. I would slip away to conduct my rituals here in secret. This is where I decided to create what mortals would later call the World Wound. This is where I made all my preparations. Do you understand? Escaping was never my goal. I could have easily disappeared from Threshold. I could have passed through it like water through sand.
Arilu's voice drops to a hurried whisper.
Some believe that I brought Sarkoris to ruin out of revenge, and I suppose there is some truth to that. I did have reason for revenge. You've been to the secret part of my laboratory and know what I'm talking about. Or at least you have an inkling. My laboratory. The old house in the middle of nowhere that marked the entrance to my lab. It was the home of Arilu Vorlesh when I was still a mere mortal. I lived there with my son, away from the din of the crowd, and sheltered from the keen gaze of the Sarkorian witch hunters. It was a place where the reality of our world was in close proximity to the abyss. A place where I could study the magic forbidden to all Sarkorians. I thought I had hidden my home well, but I was wrong. They found it. They found us. At that hour, I was there, in the laboratory. That damned laboratory I loved so much. I was absorbed in one of my experiments when the hunters arrived on our doorstep. I was sitting at my desk, recording my observations, thoughts and calculations, as was my habit. That's when I heard the noise outside. The fight was brief. It barely lasted a moment. By the time I sensed that something was amiss and hurried out to see what was happening, it was too late. All I could do was cradle the body of my dead child and cry after their departing soul. I promise.
Why did the Sarkorian hunters attack your son?
Because they saw him with a scroll that he had secretly borrowed from my supply. He was trying to perform a forbidden ritual. Children, they are always drawn to the unknown. But for the threshold hunters, this child playing with a magical trinket he stole from an adult was just as much of a criminal as the worst demon worshippers.
Nothing can justify the killing of a child.
I am not concerned with whether it was justified or not, or with the application of morality, the law, or the teachings of any god. Look around you. This demi-plane. The first time I escaped from my cell and ran here, I was trying to resurrect my son. I tried many things, but all my efforts were in vain. The soul had already received Pharasma's judgment and had been sent on the path determined by the gods. Into the abyss.
Arilu is silent for a long moment and speaks in a dull voice.
And when I realized that, I rebelled. But not against my jailers. Not against those who had murdered my child. Not even against Sarkoris. My uprising was against destiny. Death and the laws that the gods had forced upon our lives. I realized then that I wouldn't be satisfied with simply returning my son to life. I had to shatter this order once and for all, and make it so that neither Pharasma and her lackeys nor death itself could ever stand between us. Only by stepping beyond the bounds of what had been ordained for mortal kind, by obtaining powers that rivaled the divine, could we become free. And with this newfound purpose, I turned myself into a half-demon. Fusing the spiritual essence of the two planes was the only way I could achieve my goal. I let the abyss into my soul and into this world. I opened the world wound. I danced around 3 demon lords, making them assist me without ever revealing my true intentions. They just believed they were dealing with another power-hungry mortal. But in reality, I was after one thing. I wanted to find what was left of my son's soul and give him a new birth. One that would prevent anything from ever harming him again. And then I found you. I chose you because I felt a faint affinity to you. I thought your soul could accept the remains of my son's soul like the soil takes a seed. I thought I could bring back my child by tethering the mangled remnants of his soul to a pure mortal soul untouched by the abyss. I thought the power of the Nahindrian crystals would allow me to protect him forever. That I could tear him away from the dominion of mortal nature. But I was mistaken in both assumptions. Now I'm about to face the consequences of my mistake. You will witness them as well.
The strange reverberating echoes of the demi-plane fall silent. All you can hear now is Arilu's sad, quiet voice. Alright, we have a relatively big fight to do. And there's our last mythic power. We're gonna pause for a sec so we can do that. Actually, we can just... hang on. We're gonna save. And then do them, and then save again. Just make sure I don't screw them up too badly. We get a mythic trick and a mythic feat. We get our mythic feat first. We could take weapon specialization, but actually that's not too good for us. It might be the one we go with, because I think we've gotten all the better... Well, no, we can get dazzling display mythic too. Or, what else could we do? Is there an extra normal feat we want to pick up? Not really, actually, but we can take a quick glance through them all. What is stat focus? Oh, we can get just a straight up mythic bonus to attack. Which that's not really the worst for us, but I don't think I'm going to grab it. Yeah, I don't think we want to use it for that. What about a mythic? Oh, yeah, we won't have any more mythic abilities. Any more mythic abilities that look pretty good? Also not really. Alright. Maybe we'll just take... Oh, no flawless attacks. It's kind of... Oh, meh. Yeah, let's just go weapon specialization. Because I think we have weapon specialization. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost certain we have it. Where we have, yeah, I think we have to. Okay. We get one thing, we can do Trickery, which is... We can dispel using Trickery skill, which is kind of neat. We can remove poisons and diseases with Treat Affliction. Oh, sorry, we can remove any negative conditions affecting the target with Treat Affliction, or whenever we search the surrounding area, we get a random object, which is not actually that good for us. Which one do I want? None of them are super useful. If we had more magical items that actually did something using, like with a use ability for caster level stuff, that infused magic device would be kind of useful, but I think I'm just going to go with... Let's grab the lore one, why not? Alright, we can do a level 3 one now, so we can do athletics. Our base attack bonus cannot be low, not lower than your rank in athletics, and if your base attack bonus is equal to your character level, it becomes not less than your ranks in athletics plus 5. That being said, I don't know what our athletic skill is. I don't remember. I mean, I guess we can just find out. It's not that hard to do. Athletics, we have 39. Okay, so actually that might be good for us. An extra 5 to hit could be really useful. Alright, let's see what else we can do, though. I'm just kind of curious. Alright. So we go that one, that one, that one, that one. No, we went lore religion. Alright, what are the other ones we can do? We can use up to 2 wandering rank 1 mythic tricks that you can change every day. No, it's not like that. You're so good at demoralizing your enemies, they lose the will to live. Enemies that fail their saving throw against your demoralize ability must spend their first round making a coup de grace attempt against themselves. That's also pretty good. What are the chances of that actually happening this late in the game, though? I think I'm gonna go with the athletics plus 5 version. Grab all the remaining spells. Where's our extra plus 5 to hit? I don't think that applied properly. Or is our skill not 20? We only have 1 rank in athletics. So that was actually worthless. Let's reload that. So we'll do the persuasion one instead, the coup de grace one. Did not realize that we only actually have 1 rank in athletics. We just are really good at it because of who we are, I guess. Okay, so weapon spec. The other people will be easier to do. So we're gonna go lore, and then we're gonna go persuasion. I wonder what the other ones were. We never bothered to grab them though, so grab all the spells. We only have 50 to hit, which is going to be a little rough when it comes to someone like a Rilu. Anyways, let's see what we got. Spell focus. We can do spell focus evocation. It's not gonna be great against Arilu. Do we already have? We already have the abundant greater cast. All the casting things, right? Yes, it would appear so. What do we want? I mean, evocation focus might be the best choice for us, or maybe... Oh, we have evocation. What's Dispel Magic? Is Dispel Magic... Abjuration?
You're a good person. I like
Yeah,
you.
sure is. I was 100% correct. Let's get Spell Focus, or School Mastery, Abjuration. Get those dispels slightly better. Nenio. She doesn't do a lot of Abjuration. She does quite a bit of Illusion, though. Wouldn't be the worst to get School Mastery Illusion. For like weird and stuff like that. Alright, let's try that out.
Rules
Can't go
are
wrong.
made to be broken.
We're also going to go with School Mastery on him, and we're going to grab Abjuration as well for Dispel Magic. She's going to grab Weapon Focus, Mythic on Longbows for that extra to hit bonus. And... Seela is going to go with... Not on Arm Strike, that'd be stupid. I guess, I mean, no, Flawless Axe is going to be worthless. Her primary attack, her first attack, is already not that high, and her iterative attacks aren't going to matter too much. So, let's see what else we can do. Maybe we can do a Mythic ability. Does she have anything good we want to take, though? Kinda not, actually. Maybe Unstoppable, because maybe she'll stop getting nauseated. That would actually be really helpful. And did we... Ooh, our horse is almost
I
dead.
welcome your company.
Let's heal it up. Okay, now let's save and we'll start the fight.
Huh?
This fight's gonna suck.
Oh. Yes, what?
So we got a Beller. Some of them just died. Huh. Okay then. Let's get some Skelly boys to start the fight. The gallows didn't die, but I mean, I
I'll
didn't
just have to resort
really
to brute
expect them to.
force.
I will resist.
That makes it the Balor died, and is there anything else even in this fight? I don't know. I honestly do not know. Let's do that and not Mark of Justice. We're going to save our Mark of Justice. I'm going to spread her out over to here. She'll go into combat next turn. Ember's probably going to die before she actually gets to cast anything. Maybe I'll put her over here and hope for the best and then move her around.
I shall survive this ordeal.
Hey, we kind of survived. Seela's down. Surprising nobody, Seela's down. All the skeletons died. That's not super surprising. We missed our attack. Also not ideal. It's possible we can get a stun off. I said possible, not likely. I'd like that clarified. I was kind of hoping for a knockdown. Did not work. What the hell was that? Oh, we're on last stand. That's Also not super surprising. Let's mass heal up everyone. Hey, a solid hit. Good.
Desmond, guide my hand.
Okay, up you go, Sela. I need you to get into this, please.
The light, take you.
Let's just keep trying to knock them down. Or stun them, I should say. Yes, we got one down. Nice.
I think
I shall survive.
Someone's
this
gonna have to go kill
ordeal.
that succubus soon. Alright. Nice. This is going pretty good.
make your peace.
Okay, maybe Sela goes after that one.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
This is going fine. Yeah, we don't have last stand anymore. We're gonna need to rest before going down these stairs to the end fight again. But I mean, what the hell happened there? How did he die so fast upon getting up? He failed a demoralize check, I think, and just straight up died. He coup de grace himself. That's such a broken ability. I kind of wish I had gotten that earlier. That's pretty funny.
So it comes to this.
I will resist.
Alright. We're in the demi-plane. We need to get out of here, but first we need to rest. And then it'll be time to go fight. Or what the hell? Oh, there's a firestorm going on. Whatever. Nobody cares, firestorm. Nobody cares. Okay. Here we go. We're saving again.
Ugh, the waiting's
several times. Do that.
I'm always open to ideas.
No, don't do that.
This war must end.
Do this,
I'm prepared.
this, and this.
Never stop learning.
And do one of these on you. And where's my mirror images at? Oh, there they are. I'm gonna save
We'll make things
that one.
right.
Actually, maybe I'll just
I
do it.
need to concentrate.
I think it should be on by the time we end up
You
doing
are
the
my
fight.
favorite aid.
Haste. We have another fight between now and then,
Skip the pleasantries.
but that's okay. I don't remember exactly the kind of pain we're facing here. How am I doing level 2 ones? I should just do level 3 ones because they're faster to cast. Screw it. Why not just do all of them? I don't think anything does sonic damage. Okay, and then we'll do haste.
Are we ready to move out?
And you did all of your
Struggles never
buffs,
cease.
right? Nope. Yeah, you did. You must have. Yeah, you did. Okay, and then we need Sela to do
reason to
hers.
pause.
That one. That one. This one. That one. And Holy Sword's not going to be super useful.
Missed me already.
That's round per level, but that's fine. And let's,
You require my
I
unbiased
think,
opinion?
go. Time to do another fight in between, but
Watch
we're
out
going.
for trouble.
Do we do haste? Nope.
Yes?
Oh,
Or
Yes,
yes?
what?
No, yeah, we got haste on. Okay. Saving. I'll re-haste.
I'm always open to ideas.
Oh, we got a minute and almost 2 minutes. Now this is gonna suck. This fight's gonna be rough. This group is not good
You
and
should
doesn't have
not
buffs.
have come here. I, Aurilu Vorlesh, the one you called the Betrayer, have nothing to offer you but death. Karamzadeh, I will give you the chance to avenge your death. Rise.
Curse you, mortal scum! You have struck ice into my heart. I will devour your souls to loosen its freezing grip.
We don't have as many allies as last time, unfortunately. We have Sakomanoth, who isn't very good. We have Galfrey, who's alright, I guess. We have the Storyteller, who is a murder machine. Okay, so first of all, let's just start buffing up our group, because we're going to need them to be better at their jobs if we're not going to die horribly instantly. Unfortunately, we did not at all level up our pets, I don't think. I mean, level 18 is not the worst. Also, level 16 is not that bad, I guess. Why does the level 16 have so much more attack bonus than the level 18 one? Interesting. Oh, we have so many things. I'm gonna close my window one sec. Alrighty, third attempt. She had an unfortunate teleport in the first one. The second, or the additional third one. This is the real third one.
This is a researcher. You're so. If it with the tennis finally.
Might even have to take a break halfway through this fight, because this fight's a very long fight. It is crazy long, in fact. Just the amount of hit points she gets to have, and the concealment bonuses and everything she also has. Like, it's a lot to deal with. I just need her to stand actually really far back. I don't care. Like as far as she can get from where Aurelu's going to be, really. Okay, where's Aurelu? Okay. Alright, that's fine, I guess. I'm going to move closer. I need to see how close I need to be for Dispel. A little bit further away, even. I need him to be basically at max range. Actually, there's a really good double Dispel there. Same thing with her. If she can shoot from here, so much the better. Good. And Darren's at like max Dispel range, so I'm gonna move Ember to like here. Good enough. I'm doing really good on Dispels today. At least on this attempt.
Resort to brute force.
Doesn't really mean too much when we can't hit her, but whatever. That and that. And get into melee.
Take you.
I have a meeting in 15 minutes that was an hour and 15 minutes when we started doing these attempts. I literally just need her to be on the edge of the circle. I don't care other than that.
At once.
Okay, Rift is fine. We just need to move out of it. Over to here. Oh, those are vines or something. Does he just need to move more away from them? I wonder how far they end up going. I'm actually kind of curious now. But anyways, we need a mass heal. Oh, it didn't work. Oh dear. Okay. We can heal maybe with Ember? Not sure why his spell didn't work. Okay, let's do that. We'll not get a Dispel this turn, but...
So it comes to this!
The inheritor, guide my blade.
That will serve as an example.
She's moved into range, which is weird. How far do these vines actually go? Let's take a look at them. I actually don't know what spell that is. It is Vine Trap. Blah blah blah. 2d4 piercing damage. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, I guess.
Desna, guide my hand.
Got a hit. We've spelled her displacement. I'm moving back more too.
You've made your choice.
We almost hit her there.
No glory without risk.
Nenio's still pretty much at max range, so do that, and we'll keep moving backwards. Pushing Rocks did hit. We're gonna have to heal up some people. Yeah, we'll need a mass heal, just in case.
Make your peace.
The spines are super creepy looking, but amusing at the same time. Haste and shield are both gone now. Moving back.
No fear! I'll just have to resort to
Something
brute
important to hit us, but it wasn't that big of a deal. What is her situation
The
with...
inheritor, guide my blade.
Where is she? There she is. Market Justice, 42 seconds. We got lots of time on that. Good.
Take
I don't even care if people are only minorly hurt. We need to get,
I will resist.
hopefully, some damage on her. Anything left to dispel? It's worth trying just in case. She's good. I'm going to switch off of Vital Strike. I don't think we're
So it comes to this!
doing enough with it to actually make it worthwhile. We might as well just try and get more attacks in for the odd chance that we get some sort of a hit. Does crushing rocks still kind of annoying?
Prepare yourself.
Alright, what do we do now with her? We can move her up and start doing some lightning blasts, but they're not all that useful, honestly. Seala's not really built for, or not, Ember's not really built for this fight very well, because 22 damage is not a lot of damage. We only get one attack this turn anyways, because we have to stand back up, so we might as well do a Vital Strike.
the inheritor, guide
I'm going to
my
redo this, because it's
blade.
very important to keep up Mark of Justice, even above an attack. Because I think it helps Siriko. Our poor horse, it actually survived, and did surprising amount of damage. If we could get really lucky this time, that would be nice. I'm not going to try and jinx it, but
Desna.
it's kind of nice to get this done for once. And up we go again.
You've made your choice.
We did hit. Nice.
Into the fray. The inheritor.
7 damage, nice. Alright. More Sirikos. She's back to full life yet again. She's actually in a really good position this time to not kill all our spellcasters, which is kind of important, because they're the ones that can't take any damage.
Make your peace.
Yeah. Keep going, 23 more damage. We have 4 attacks. We need a new haste. I think our haste is gone. Okay, that's what Nenio's next turn is going to be, even though I think technically Siriko's better, but I don't want haste on our people. Who's close enough to give haste to everyone? Is that going to hit most of our people? It's not going to hit our main character if we do that one. Okay.
I shall survive this.
Oh no, we need to get out of that polar vortex. Okay, we can do that. This is something I can do. Where it's huge. That area is massive. I'll try and go as far as I can, I guess, this turn. Okay, Ember can get all the way over here and still do a cast, so that's a nice plus. Although now she's out of range of people, so it was less than good. We'll just move her to there. Okay.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
The light take you.
Okay, She could run out right now, but that leaves Darren pretty much to die. But he's fine. He's actually at full life, so...
Is always an option.
Anyone dead yet? No? Okay. Darren is actually only going to move half his speed. I know he gets stuck in the vortex, but we need a mass heal. More than we need to not be in the vortex at the moment. Okay, she is going to run up to here. Take a pot shot.
I will resist.
Okay.
So it comes to this.
I'm going to redo this just in case.
Into the fray!
Nenio, I'm going to make you do another haste, unfortunately. I need to get the rest of the people over here somewhere. And also to not be standing that close to her.
I think
Because
I can
that.
push through this.
Just kind of hoping I wasn't going to get prismatic sprayed in the face, but it definitely did. If Polar Vortex wasn't so absolutely giant, it wouldn't be so bad.
Prepare yourself.
It covers such a huge area.
You've made your choice.
Yeah,
The
it's fine.
inheritor, guide my blade!
And we continue getting Cyrgos up with her and backing her up, because there's no need for her to be anywhere close to this fight. Darren's down, but now he's up again. And we might have to pause here soon. For like 2 hours, which is unfortunate because I really want to see if we win this one.
Desna, guide my hand.
I got 5 minutes, so we can still have a chance to finish the fight at least.
No fear!
No hits there.
The light, take you!
Almost maybe a hit. We're still doing a bunch of damage because we got to keep that mark up. Tsunami does suck. That was an unfortunate one.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
So I was trying to spread people out.
Into the fray!
Did not work as well as I hoped. At least Nenio's still up, I guess.
I'm alright.
Wounded.
Death curse is on Nenio. Nothing we can do about that. Darren is on last stand. Ember didn't get hit by that because she's way too far back. Oops. Yeah, move over here.
Make your peace.
Ember can heal herself.
So it comes to this.
Damn it.
No glory without risk!
Come on, die. Just die. I need you to die so badly. Our horse died and Sila's on last stand, unfortunately. The vines just go forever, so I don't think there's any way we're getting out of those. What debuffs does she still have on her? Let's see. She's got... Oh, she's lost Quarry. Somehow. And she's lost the righteous thing, which it doesn't make sense because it wasn't that long ago that we cast it on her. Alright, I'm going to delay till after Sila at least. Let's put this back on her.
The inheritor, guide my
How did you get rid of your...
You've made your choice.
There we go, I think we got it.
I never thought that I would be responsible for the creation of my most powerful enemy.
Arielu looks at you as though she's about to collapse, but does her best to remain upright. Pausing here for a moment. Well, for a couple hours, actually. Alrighty, meeting done. It's now time. We're going to do 2 specific things here. Perception check. I see you, Suture. Show yourself.
I've been waiting for you to get distracted so I can stab you in the...
Sorry, one sec. There we go. You know, stab us in the back. For some reason my game is... Oh, it's because there's so many... It's fine. Listen to me. You called me a failed experiment, but what if you're wrong?
I would be overjoyed to discover that I am wrong. I tried to hope, even though there was no hope left. But wait, why do you care? Why are you trying to change my mind?
Arielu shivers slightly. I want to know. I want to follow the truth no matter where it leads.
That thirst for truth and knowledge that is so familiar.
For just a moment, the insane light in Arila's eyes gave way to curiosity.
But what makes you think I will listen to your arguments? I have gone too far to turn back. I must walk the path I have chosen.
I know you are not as mad or as fixated on your goal as you would like others to believe, or for that matter, as you'd like me to believe. Or as you'd like to believe. I know that you care for Suture. Your ridiculous minion means something to you. You were concerned for him,
Says you.
mumbles the Suture, glancing over at his mistress hesitantly.
You think I'm wrong about you? Why? We are not talking about numbers, equations, and magical reactions. This is about the soul, about whether or not you have what I lost.
Remember when you sent the Suture to give me the crossbow loaded with the midnight bolt and Canabris? I knew nothing of your plans, yet I already felt instinctively that the weapon was meant to be mine.
Yes, I remember. I wanted to check, to see for certain, if it would awaken your instincts. I was so full of hope that day.
Arila runs her hand over her face. You came to me disguised as Yaniel and asked me a different question, or difficult questions, but I know I answered them correctly, in the way you had hoped.
Yes, I was disguised as Yaniel. This was our first conversation face to face. I was desperate. I needed to know who you were, to understand what you were. I wanted to find out if there was anything about you I recognized.
In Nocticula's palace, you offered me power, but I was more interested in discovering the truth.
You hungered for knowledge. You desired the truth more than anything else.
As you are talking, something changes almost imperceptibly in Arila's gaze and posture. She listens to you more attentively, sometimes with a slight frown, and at other times with an expression that could almost be mistaken for curiosity. I used the summoning circle to defeat the monsters in your laboratory.
And the vial of summoning formula. The same formula my son borrowed for his own experiments. He always loved summoning. Always.
When we spoke together in the secret part of your laboratory, you asked me quite a few questions. It was like you were testing me, so did I pass?
Yes. I wanted to see if something would stir within you when you met my son's murderer. And when you encountered the one who betrayed me. But it doesn't matter. I asked questions, you answered them. And I thought I could hear the echoes of the past in your voice. That's enough. I can see now. It was naive of me to think I could just revive my son the way he was before his death. But there is so much of him in you. So much of me. I can't think of you as anything but my child. I have wandered in the dark for so long. But now I finally see clearly. I know how my path must end. The wound still erodes your soul, as it does mine. Let me put an end to my creation. Let me step into the flames and perish, so that I can heal you.
I'm sure there's another answer, just hear me out. If we work together, we might be able to find another way to close the wound.
All these years, I've been playing a game with mortals, and forces beyond mortal comprehension. But now I am a pawn in your game. I do not know your next move. I can't even imagine what plan you have in mind. So explain it to me. One step at a time.
I have deciphered your notes in the Lexicon of Paradox, and know that this mythic power is supposed to protect both of us from death. But the power has its limits. Do you think we've already reached them?
I see I was right to leave the lexicon in a place where you could find it. Yes, that is correct. We've reached the limits of our power. I did so long ago, and you've realized your full potential only recently. Mythic power cannot be made any stronger. At least, I have not been able to do so successfully. That means we are now living on borrowed time, counting down the days until we die from the wound's influence.
We received our mythic power from the Nahindrian crystals, but the crystals mined in the depths of the Midnight Isles are not the only ones that exist. The freshly shed blood of demon lords, wounded by midnight bolts, will also form into a crystal. Have you tried extracting mythic power from the crystals created in that way?
No, I have not. I haven't had the chance. It was in Canobris that I had my first chance to test the improved version of the Midnight Bolts against the Demon Lord Discari. The crystal dagger you found in Canobris was the first Nahindrian crystal that was procured in such a fashion. I gather that you know more about them than I do.
I've studied the notes and papers that I found hidden in a small part of, or secret part of your laboratory. You believe that the world wound works both ways, that it has the same impact on adjacent areas of the Abyss as it does on the lands of Galarian.
Yes, I am sure that is the case. I have evidence from my experiments. The wound affects the material plane, poisoning it with the corruption of the Abyss. But it also affects the Abyss, bringing in a small amount of order and harmony from the material plane. The only reason it is not as apparent in the Abyss is the presence of the Demon Lords. They hold near infinite power over their realms, and their existence staves off the wound's influence.
The Sword of Valor changed when it came into contact with me. I believe that's a sign. The same relic changed under Iomede's influence when she was on the path to godhood. It's as if the sword could foresee her ascension.
Yes, indeed. The Sword of Valor was Iomede's banner before she passed the test of the Starstone and ascended to heaven. I've never studied the Sword of Valor. Perhaps I should have. It is a truly fascinating artifact, and the way it interacts with you is incredible. Could it have picked up the early signs of your nascent divinity? I do not know.
Now, let's put it all together. It's fair to assume that mythic power has a limit, but there's always a way to push the boundaries of what's possible, and we have to find a way to do that, or we have a way to do that, through the power of Nahindrian crystal. But it can't just be any Nahindrian crystal. It must be a crystal created from the blood of a recently slain Demon Lord, and that Demon Lord's realm needs to be in contact with the world wound.
It's unpredictable and dangerous, but all bold plans carry risk. What you propose might work. Whoever absorbs the power of a newly killed Demon Lord will inherit their realm in the Abyss. If we throw in a connection to the wound, we will end up with something unique. You will have the power of a demigod and an abyssal realm that changes at your whim.
Arilu frowns as she considers for a moment.
Yes, your plan might work. I see no reason we shouldn't at least try. But how? There are only 3 Demon Lords whose realms are tied to the wound. Baphomet, Discari, and Nocticula. I doubt we'd be able to carry out a cunning murder of the Lady of Cunning and Murder. As for Baphomet and Discari, after the lessons you've taught them, they will never risk another engagement. They'll engage in clever maneuvers. They'll hide, but they won't face you in battle.
I learned a secret from Hepsimira, the archpriest of a Demon Lord can summon their master in a moment of danger, and they are bound to appear. We could lure out Baphomet and Discari.
They are bound to appear? I didn't know that. No wonder Demon Lords are so careful about choosing archpriests.
The echo of Discari is dead. You were once second to him within the hierarchy. That means you are now the archpriestess of Discari.
Correct. And the Locust Lord still hasn't deprived me of his favor. He should have done that a long, long time ago.
You were second to Hepsimira, but now she is dead. That makes you the new archpriestess of Baphomet.
Yes, it is true. Baphomet outsmarted himself when he granted me power and patronage behind Discari's back.
Both Baphomet and Discari were killed recently. They returned to life, but are now in their mortal forms. If we can find them and kill them again, the realms will no longer be under their power and influence.
And I could summon them. No, it's still too much of a risk. The world wound is more than a rift. It has a life of its own. To accomplish the plan you have conceived, we would need to channel an immense current of power through it, all the way to the realms of the Demon Lords. It would be 100 times more difficult than simply closing the wound.
I've studied the records kept by the stargazers of Pelura. I know there are certain days when the influence of the wound is at its strongest.
It's remarkable that the worshippers of Pelura were able to discern this. Yes, you are correct. Such days do exist, but they occur very rarely. Only once or twice a century at most.
Today is one such day. I made sure to arrive at Threshold at precisely the right time.
I can't run the full calculations right now, but I think you're right. This is the day when the wound is most malleable. We could shape it as easily as a master potter molds soft clay.
So what are you waiting for? Summon Baphomet and Discari. The time has come for mortals to challenge the Lords of the Abyss, and we will surpass them in every way.
I have one final question for you. Do you have a new Nahindrian crystal in your possession? Without one, this whole plan is doomed. Unless, of course, you happen to have a midnight bolt. If so, we can procure a crystal right now.
I have a midnight bolt right here.
Then let us begin. I do love interesting challenges.
Arilu slowly rolls up the sleeves of her gown. There's a gleam in her eyes and a slight sparkle of amusement.
Discari, Lord of the Locust Host, Arilu Vorlesh calls to you, as I once called before from within these very walls. I am the first of your servants, and I summon you. Come, Baphomet, Lord of Beasts and Labyrinths, heed the voice of Arilu the Witch. You accepted me into the ranks of your servants, and I summon you now as the first among them. Come, 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 come.
Arilu repeats the summons again and again. Her words of power echo through the air and pass through Threshold, and her call does not go unanswered. Let me say...
How curious. The gnats have decided to set a trap for me. You have spun out your betrayal like an intricate web, but it will take more than that to bring down the hunger of the abyss.
Discari's gargantuan compound eyes gaze at you with wary foreboding.
First, my daughter failed me, and now my chosen mortal favorite does the same. Arilu, do you not see that this alliance with your mortal creation will give you nothing? You could have served the greatest of masters, yet you chose to be the puppet of your own creation. Enough, Baphomet! You are wasting your time on words when the time for words has long passed. We shall fight those who have challenged us and obliterate them. Discari has spoken.
Discari's monstrous scythe rends the ground next to Baphomet. Both of you pose a threat to Golarion, and therefore you must die.
You are correct. I am a threat. And once I'm finished with you, my scythe will sweep across your world, starting with the allies you've brought here.
You believe yourselves to be our masters. You think you will be our doom. But you've never been anything more than a source of power. We will drain this source to the last drop.
Arilu offers a cold, predatory smile. Aw, damn it. Well, we're not doing a full ascension. Only some of our group is... Only me and Arilu are ascending. Baphomet... Oh, come on. It's fine. We know what? I don't care that much. We'll do Discari. Do I even have a Midnight Bolt for him? I do. I can't believe that. That is amazing. Actually, where did it... Oh, there's the... Maybe we can shoot him again with another one. We'll try it next turn. It's possible we can get 2 from him, I guess. I didn't expect Baphomet to instantly die, which was so amusing. We have haste on, so we actually can do this attack. We almost killed him. 1,400 damage. We should, in theory, be able to survive some combat with him, I hope. We'll get this going. I'm gonna wait till Arilu's... Well, I mean, it won't... I don't think we have a choice but to wait for Arilu's next turns. Or not Arilu, Rushale. God, I can't. I always mess these two up. Suture... Oh no, don't go in, Suture. You are not strong enough for this. It's okay, Suture. You just stay back. Don't die. Oh dear. We need someone to go get the crystals, so it's going to be Ember, I guess. Go, Ember, go. Oh, she can't reach. Yes, she can.
I can push through this.
She's not allowed to pick it up. I guess we can hopefully do that next turn. Oh, Ember died. Alright, let's try another round. Actually, this might kill him. It doesn't really matter too much, I guess. Yeah, I don't think it worked. I think you can only get one crystal per Demon Lord. Oh well. You can't do a full ascend.
I'll just have to resort to brute force!
Getting that other crystal doesn't matter at this point.
I feel fatigued.
The temporary deaths of the Abyssal Lords were nothing compared to this final defeat. The last moments of Discari and Baphomet seem to shake the world around you. A surge of power causes the ground to quake, and the chasm leading to the Abyssal Realm creaks and groans.
It is done. The road to greatness lies ahead. All that remains is for you to use a crystal.
Aurilu doesn't look particularly surprised. She seems focused on the task at hand. The spell erupts from Aurilu's fingers, rushing to the drop of the Demon Lord's spilled blood. The frozen crystal teleports into your hands. I authorized some studies to be conducted on the Nahindrian crystals. The research showed that newly created Nahindrian crystals can interact with one another. If you have 5 of them, you can merge them together into one immensely powerful crystal. What do you think would happen if I used a crystal like that?
I can only guess. The regular crystals allowed you to impart some of your power to your followers, those whose souls were closely tied to yours. It is likely that an improved crystal would let you endow your companions with a small amount of the demigod-like power you are about to receive.
I've managed to acquire 6 crystals. I'll share them with my companions and give the last one to you. All of us will venture into eternity together.
Ascend together? And live without fear of gods or demons, exploring the infinite world. You truly want this. I can't believe it.
You see astonishment in Aurilu's eyes.
But I will grant you your wish.
With a wave of her hand, Aurilu makes a string of Nahindrian crystals levitate before her. Another gesture, and several of them burst into a swirling whirlwind of pure power. Their essence merges into a single vortex that flows towards you, into you, infusing you with power. For a moment, you feel as though you are something more than what you are. You are no longer a single person. You are the rift between worlds. You are the order of the material plane, and the chaos of the abyss. You are the beginning and the end of a century-long tangle of destinies and great deeds. You are power, but you are more than just power. We actually did get enough crystals. I don't know how we got enough crystals, but we did the full ascend. I'm pretty happy about that.
I must replenish my powers.
Life and death, destiny and great deeds, answers to all mysteries, the search for one's true path, the mind can comprehend all of these, and then such concepts can be written down as a sequence of formulas, a series of lines, a chain of thought. Still, a moment always comes when it's time to wrap up, to reach a conclusion, to put a period on the end of the last sentence. On the day of the great battle at Threshold Fortress, a new name joined the divine pantheon of Golarion. Contrary to the laws of creation and the limitations imposed upon mortal kind, the individual once known as the commander of the Fifth Crusade attained greatness, power, and immortality. This new power was likewise assumed by both the commander's loyal companions and the writer of these words. We all received might comparable to that of the heralds of the demigods. Like a fire taking hold, contrary to all laws of nature, in the depths of a roiling cauldron, when the commander assumed control over the former realms of Baphomet and Discari, the new realm astonished even long-time denizens of the Abyss. It was mayhem beyond the imaginings of the Plane of Chaos, an anomaly amidst the unthinkable, a lie fed to liars and a joke played upon jokers. The commander's story became legend, one that was spread far and wide in the songs of the bards. The tale fell upon the ears of many, those who eager to convert to the new faith, and those who nursed ambitions of replicating the commander's achievement. It is no exaggeration, then, to declare that the commander's ascension on that day changed the world forevermore. After the carnage unleashed by the commander, and that painful and humiliating procedure of essence extraction that followed, the council ceased to convene. As one, its members pretended that they had never met each other, knew nothing about any trickster, and had never even heard the name Shaika the Many. The energetic King Thaberdine reigned over the merry city of Dresden for many years. He was hailed as the finest monarch in the history of Golarion, as he never interfered in the affairs of the city, but simply hosted one festival after another, and the people say that he brought luck to anyone who raised a glass to His Majesty's health. The Church of Caden Kalian revered him as a saint. As the leader of the Crusaders, the commander won their loyalty and obedience, Even in the Crusade's darkest hours, the commander found ways to restore the army's supply lines. His military acumen was beyond question. Under his leadership, the divided, poorly trained Crusader forces were reforged into an invincible army. Due to the success of the commander's diplomatic strategy, by the end of the war, Mendev's true political center was Dresden, not Nerosian. After gaining the support of foreign rulers and finding allies in the capital, Dresden became the shining example of the new Mendev, one that was nurtured by the commander's ideas. The significance and accomplishments of the Crusade were so great that even a century after the end of the war, Dresden retained its prominence on the map of Avestan. The commander's diplomatic, military, and administrative talent turned the fortress into a key political player. Queen Galfrey returned to Nerosian with the intent to rule Mendev as before, but as it turned out, Mendevian society was hungry for change. The war-ravaged nation desired new leadership, but the queen would not countenance yielding her authority to anyone else. She believed her duty to her homeland had not yet been fulfilled. Upon his return to Canabris, Halrun ranted and raged against those who had been governing the city in his absence, but contrary to all expectations, Halrun's inquisitors were far less vicious than in days past. It seemed the time he had spent fighting in the Fifth Crusade had tempered him somewhat. The ward stones from the chain that once guarded the borders of Mendev were carefully disassembled, one by one. The angels that had been trapped inside returned to heaven to heal their wounded spirits and prepare for new battles against evil. After suffering defeat at the commander's hands, Nocticula disappeared into the shadows and laid low. Intuition told her that the world had changed, which meant it was time for her to change as well. If a mortal could rise and claim the power of a demon lord, could a demon ruler ascend and become a deity? Baphomet was too cunning for his own good and died his final death. Rumors say that upon hearing of Baphomet's demise, Asmodeus permitted himself a satisfied chuckle that shook the halls of hell. The demon lord Discari died his final death, and his cult perished with him. His followers and demonic minions entered the service of Discari's sire, Pazuzu. Whether Pazuzu's terrifying rage stemmed from his offspring's demise or from his failure, none could tell. The commander's escapades in Alushanera left a lasting impression on its denizens. Under Zermangalas' management, the battlefield lost its status as the best arena in Alushanera, but gained renown as the best circus. Visitors now came not to watch bloodshed, but to laugh. The best performances in the arena were now mephit races, larva, speed-eating contests, and fights to the death between the upper and lower halves of the same demon. The unrelenting killer and vigilante known as the Red Mask continued her purge of Alushanera and assembled a full squad of Aasimar assassins. Demons enjoyed listening to the stories of their bloody exploits, that is until the assassins came to collect their heads. Gazmira was true to her word. The Winter Sun clan remained in the lands of their ancestors. Their scarred spirits and wounded bodies weighed heavily upon them. Not a night passed without someone waking up with a scream on their lips. And yet, under their chieftain's guidance, the people endured. Soon the skies over Winter Sun were pierced by the long-awaited cry of the first child born in the new Sarkoris. Now alone, Anebia left quietly, unnoticed, leaving no notes or traces. No one ever saw her again. The commander's decision to destroy the Numerian device that he had captured in the Blackwater clan encampment had dire consequences. Free of the mechanism that inhibited and controlled it, the mysterious core of the device soon awakened and vanished in a flash of magical energy. Within weeks, the Numerian hunters began to tell tales of a strange construct they had encountered in the mountains. It was the skeleton of a machine of some sort, alien and incomprehensible, that had been built by people with hollow eyes. For a time, the whereabouts of Nura Denduar were completely unknown, but then the River Kingdom saw the publication of her shocking book, To the Abyss and Back, The Crusade Through the Eyes of a Former Cultist. The book was banned in several countries, and a bounty was placed on Nura's head, but the elusive writer always escaped the clutches of the Inquisitors. For many years, Venture Captain Hilor continued to wander Golarion in a hopeless attempt to hunt down his nemesis, the Spinner of Nightmares. Though she had long been dead, his madness drove him to hunt her time and again. His hunt ended on an old road in the River Kingdoms, where Hilor saw a group of monsters attacking an innocent family. He managed to save only one of them, a young girl who had been orphaned on that terrible night. Hilor took her in and was forced to temporarily halt his search for the Spinner. This pause lasted for a month, then a year. Abandoning his hopes of reuniting with Lori, Hilor found a new purpose in caring for another person. Over time, he was able to once again find joy and hope in life. The storyteller, old as the tales he collected, continued his travels across Golarion and occasionally beyond. He knew that out there somewhere, there was one story he would never find: his own. Finian, a pathfinder who also happened to be a talking weapon, continued his travels in the hands of many warriors, seasoned and otherwise. Throughout the following centuries, he was lost in battle on a number of occasions, only to be found again, in some fantastical treasure room on the other side of Golarion. Ascension enhanced Sela's power but did not change her character. The irrepressible warrior is frequently seen in the company of good gods from Caden Kalian to Caldera Zaristan. Rumor has it that Iamade herself often honors her with heart-to-heart conversations and joint training sessions. The goddess enjoys reminiscing about her mortal days. Most importantly, Sela never stops thinking or caring about the common folk in need of help. Not for a moment. Camellia's euphoria... Oh, everyone got Ascension. Oh no. Oh, that's never good. Well, Camellia's euphoria at gaining semi-divine power quickly passed, giving way to irritability. Murder had once again filled her with tremulous excitement, whereas now it brought her nothing but boredom, given that she was never in any danger. Unable to come to terms with her new status, she left her best friend and disappeared, losing herself among the planes of the multiverse. Porgus Gwyrm never saw his daughter again. After the end of the Fifth Crusade, he sold his estate and left for Cheliax, where he successfully married, thus continuing the Gwyrm line. Lion's Ascension left him perplexed. He had intended to die in the war against the demons, but instead he was suddenly granted eternal life, and he had no idea what to do with it. After getting some advice from the commander, he made a to-do list, to go on a sea voyage, to learn to read and write well, and of course, defeat a few hundred more demons, just for old time's sake. Ascension was a true challenge for Ember. For years she had rebuked the good gods for doing so little to help mortals, but now she finally understood the burden of divinity. Realizing that even her new powers were not enough to save all who suffered, she went to heaven, to her grandma, the Imperial Lord, Andaletta, and asked to be her apprentice, but she continued to visit the mortal world to aid the defenseless or to convince villains to change their ways. Sorry, I just had to pause for 1 second. Ascension opened up fascinating opportunities for Nenio. Now she could discover if a High Priest of Iamade could confront Numerian barbarians if he happened to be teleported into their midst. He couldn't. Discover how many women in Absalom screamed at the sight of a dead mouse on their pillow, approximately 34%, and see what two armies would do if all their weapons disappeared the night before battle. They would make peace. Darren Arenday, who had always despised piety in all of its forms, suddenly became an object of worship himself. Among followers of the rapidly growing Church of the Commander, the Count was one of the most popular associates of the new deity. He was one of the most often pictured at the Commander's side in religious paintings and reliefs, possibly because artists found the handsome Osamar to be the most appealing subject. As for Darren himself, he solemnly swore never to answer a single prayer, and it seems he duly kept his promise. Old Chief Jeffto gladly accepted his semi-divine powers, since, as he told anyone who would listen, he deserved them. When he had to, he followed his chief everywhere, and when he had a spare minute, he descended to Golarion to steal whatever caught his eye, free a random tiefling from prison, or hide stolen property in one of his many stashes throughout Golarion. After the Ascension, Soziel went to Nirvana to appear before Shaylin in person, but he did not stay long. Just as when he was a mere mortal, the servant of the Goddess of Beauty could not enjoy the peace of her fragrant gardens when blood was still being spilled elsewhere. The Soldier's Angel, as was his new moniker, would eagerly answer prayers and appear on the battlefield to heal the wounded or carry them to safety away from the front lines. Many warriors wore medallions engraved with his image for good luck. Acquiring incredible power did not change Reginald Durenge in any way. He had already been working to a 500-year plan for the fight against Chaos, and smoothly switched to devising a plan to definitively solve the problem of the Abyss. Even devils respected his assiduousness. Virgil, in turn, found the discipline in the ranks of hell to be somewhat lacking. Upon gaining semi-divine powers, Greybor lost interest in the assassin's craft. There were too few opponents worthy of his skill. He became the patron of mortals who respected and honored the law of the streets. The cult known as the Backstreet Wardens formed under his patronage and consisted of thieves, bandits, murderers, and other dregs of society, but they all shared an understanding, a code. On occasion, Greybor himself enjoyed a nighttime stroll through the city in the guises of an ordinary mortal, just to remind the lowlives that reputation carries more weight than coin. For the longest time, the Ascended Succubus could not bring herself to set foot in Elysium. She felt as though she would defile it with her presence. Arushale mustered the courage to appear before Desna only after the goddess sent her a prophetic dream. No one knows what the former demon discussed with the goddess, but after that meeting, Arushale would often descend to the material plane, where as an unseen angel she would keep watch over mortals, helping those who had gone astray find redemption. When the former demon was not busy helping mortals, she spent time with the commander who often visited her at her house. They had nothing to hide or be ashamed of, and yet, in her shyness, Arushale tried to conceal the relationship from prying eyes. "This is our Elysium," she would say, "yours and mine, and no one else needs to know about us."
And what of me, the writer of these words? The half-demon witch known as the architect of the world wound. I gained more than I could have hoped. I achieved my purpose. I vanquished death. Untold might and all eternity lie ahead. How should I spend that eternity? I have not yet decided. But I know, from experience, I know that every moment is priceless if it is spent with the one who matters most to you. I have recounted the story of my life for you, Pharasma, Lady of Graves. Not only of my life, but of the Commander's also. I believe the tale of such an illustrious figure would pique even a goddess's curiosity. I have come here to say that he and I are no longer in your power. This is the last, most significant result of my transformation experiment.
He is no longer within my power. This is true. Divinity has given him the right to decide his own fate. But you entered my boneyard to bring me these tidings. And it is within my power to unmake you, destroy you, and erase you from the cosmos. I wonder, did he anticipate such an outcome? Did he purposefully choose you to be his emissary?
You have no right to decide our fates, Pharasma.
I have relayed my message. Farewell, Lady of Graves. We will not meet again.
Their combined power has grown immensely, enough to almost rival my own. So be it.
And that's going to be the end of our story. We successfully ascended. Cool. That was pretty neat. I'm glad we got to the ending. I was a little bit concerned we didn't get the right triggers, but we got them all. We ascended with our whole group. I'm not even sure how we got that last crystal, to be completely honest. I thought we needed 7 in total, but we only had 6. I guess you only need 6, so fair enough. For now, though, I will leave everyone here like I ask at the end of every series. If you enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing. Otherwise, we will begin a new series next time. What is it going to be? I haven't quite decided yet, but we'll get to that, you know, in a few days, after a little break. I think it's time. I think I've earned myself a little reprieve, and then we'll get back to casting. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.